Hey guys, so good morning. This is Elias, a Brazilian guy, currently living in Antofagasta, Chile, South America. So this video goes out directly to the puppets. Greta Thunberg, okay? Also goes to Mr. Mark Ruffalo and the puppet master, Mr. George Soros. And of course, I couldn't, forget Mr. Emmanuel Macron from France. This video also goes out to you. So I want to talk about the forest fire that are raging and burning all over Australia. Because of the drought season that Australians are having right now, and due to the immense amount of heat on Australia at this time of the year, and the drought, they're having forest fires all over the country, especially in Sydney. And those fires have already burned and consumed about 5.3 million acres of forest, And those fires, at least what we can read on the news, I don't know if I can believe them or not. I don't know if they're accurate or not. If somebody from Australia is watching this video, please leave a comment below. And I'd like to know if it is true that the beaches in Australia have so much ashes that it's impossible to breathe, that people are having, trouble breathing, or even, getting into the water because of that many ashes that, are going on the atmosphere and that sort of stuff. I know that the smoke must be overwhelming for you guys in Australia, but the thing is, I'm not blaming Australia for the fires. Unfortunately, it's a drought season, and because of the drought season and the immense amount of heat, in Australia, you guys are having issues with fires. It's just natural. It's something that happens. Unfortunately, we do have to take a little bit more care with, cigarette butts, or where we place a fire, on a forest, or if we cook a barbecue. Well, we have to be extra careful if we live on a forest area, not to leave anything burning, because it could spread and lit even more fires throughout the country. So, of course, we have to take an extra care. Animals are losing their lives and everything. But the thing is, I'd like to know, where's Mr. Mark Ruffalo that was, hushing to blame on Bolsonaro the Amazon fires that we were allowing to happen in Amazon. So if we that voted for Bolsonaro, majority of the country, 57 million people voted for Bolsonaro, we were allowing the country to be burned. So what is happening in Australia, Mr. Mark Ruffalo? If you're so smart, if you're so intelligent, if you're so hush-hush to, blame on somebody, please tell us, Brazilians, what's going on in Australia? Why is Australia so different from Brazil that you're not talking about it? 5.3 million acres of forest are already burned to the ground. And it's not gonna end soon. It's over 100 raging fire spots in Australia, Mr. Mark Ruffalo. How about now? Is there any Bolsonaro to be blamed in Australia? No. It's a leftist, right? In Australia, they're currently having a leftist in the government, so the narrative doesn't work for you guys anymore. And then you have to, be shut up about it. You have to shut up about it, because you cannot talk about a leader that, goes in the same highway as your narrative. Okay, Mr. Ruffalo, I'm really accusing you of being a hypocrite. You are a hypocrite and a liar. You talk about subjects that you don't even know about in Amazon. I'm pretty sure that you never even met Amazon before. So, well, maybe you have because you were recording here in Brazil, if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, that was the other Hulk. I forgot about that. You were not the Hulk that recorded here in Brazil. Not there in Brazil, actually. I'm in Chile. So, oh, okay. It was the good. It was the good Hulk, not the CC one. I forgot about that. Okay, so how about you, Greta Thunberg, the other puppet controlled by George Soros? Do you have any inputs at all on Australia raging fires? 5.3 million acres of forest destroyed, ashes all over the beaches, air impossible to breathe, over 100 focus of raging fire throughout the country. The temperature is rising to, 47 degrees because of the drought season, because of the immense heat that Australia has this time of the year. So, any inputs? Do you have anything to talk about, Greta Thunberg, without somebody whispering in your ear? Do you have something to say about it? Or your puppet master didn't allow you to talk about it because, the leader of the country is a leftist right now? Do you have anything at all to talk about Australia raging fires, Greta Thunberg? I really would love to know. Because when it was about Brazil, we were stealing my youth. You were stealing the best years. How can I be here instead of being in school? How dare you? How dare you? So, how about now? No smart, quotes? Anything? Huh. Another hypocrite. Just like all the other environmentalists in this world. Another hypocrite that doesn't know what he's talking about. Controlled by the puppet master George Soros. How about you, Mr. Emmanuel Macron, the shitty president with the ugly wife? So, Mr. Macron, aren't we going to try and socialize the forests from Australia? Oh, of course not. They don't have any rich minerals. They don't have the bioma that we have here in Brazil. Well, actually, they're in Brazil. I'm in Chile. They don't have all the natural resources and water and, all the reaches from the ground. They can't take emeralds. They can't take, diamonds. They can't take niobium. They can't take graphene. So, Mr. Macron, are we going to talk about Australia? What's going on in Australia, Mr. Emmanuel Macron? Why don't you try and socialize Australia? Try and socialize Australia now, you motherfucker. You're not interested in socializing something that there is nothing for you to explore? You guys from Europe, you always had your eyes towards my country, towards Brazil, towards our rainforest, because you know the reaches beneath the ground. And you want to turn everything into Indian properties. You know why? Because the Indians, if they want to, the native Brazilians, they can form a whole country separated from Brazil, not responding to the laws of Brazil anymore. And then you guys, good and gracious and virtuals that you are in Europe, you would, help out, in quotes, help out the native Brazilians and take over their land in exchange for some health, in exchange for some, toys and things that, something shiny that the natives, may want in exchange for a television, like a ton of graphene, in exchange for some cable and a physician or two, a couple of tons of niobium, gold, emeralds. diamonds. Huh? How about that, Mr. Macron? It's quite an exchange, right? You place a couple of doctors, a dentist, a little hospital here and there, a few schools around, give the native Brazilians some comfort, ex-Brazilians, because they would, not be part of Brazil anymore because they would be an indigenous country, right? Separated from Brazil, outside of our scope of laws. Isn't that so? Okay, that was the message that I had before Christmas for you guys. Stop being hypocrites. You guys do not care about environment at all, okay? I'm exposing you in this video, Mr. Puppet Master George Soros. I know you back all those fuckers up with money to talk about somebody else's country that you want to control. And you are a disgusting old guy that have a pact with the devil or something. And you want to take over control of the whole world within socialism and communism. And I know why. I know why, and I'm going to explain it in another video, not in this one, because it's already way too long. But you do not fool me, Mr. George Soros, and I'm going to expose you. And I'm not afraid of you. Okay? I've already exposed your puppets and your hypocrisy. And you are going to be the next one I will expose. Be ready. Elias, out.